Hi, my name is Mike Ward. I'm the Global Director of Content at Informa Pharma Intelligence. We're here in Cologne at the Bio-Europe meeting, and I'm joined by Toby Wilson Waterworth, who's the CEO of Atlantic Healthcare. So thanks for dropping by, Toby. So, Atlantic Healthcare, you guys have had quite a busy year. You've raised some money at the beginning of the year.
Yep.
So, what was that money for, and what's going on?
So we're a company that is a specialty pharma company focused on the US and European markets, and particularly focused on GI. We were looking to enter into phase 3. We ended up talking to Salix. Unfortunately, they were acquired by Valiant. Lauren Johnson, the founder of Salix, joined and invested in the company with some of the Salix leadership. Yeah. And then that led on to LDC, the investment arm of Lloyds Banking Group, one of the national banks in the UK, investing a significant sum. So that has de-risked the business financially and funds us through into 2019 on the current plan, which is really to execute the first phase 3 of a number of programs that we have in inflammatory bowel disease.
So when you say significant sum, is that because it's undisclosed amount?
No, we closed a round of $24 million. Right, okay. We also brought in the founder of Clinigen Group on the London stock market, Andy Lever, and that's built a firm foundation for the next stage of development of the company.
And that's based on your lead program?
That's based upon the lead program in pouchitis. Right. So pouchitis is a disease of an ileal pouch that is surgically created in patients with ulcerative colitis that have failed all therapies and then gone on to have colectomy. Right. So they create this pouch to act as a new rectum, and ulcerative colitis comes back into that pouch. Right. So we're focusing on that. It has orphan drug designation, US letter of fast track, and that's the starting point. Relatively short period in pharmaceutical terms into completing development. We expect to file, read results and file on that second half of next year, with intention of actually taking the product to market in 2018.
Right. And when you say take a product to the market, is this something that Atlantic is going to be able to do?
Well, Atlantic has the potential to do that. We have the advantage of recently having set up a commercial office in Raleigh, North Carolina, which is where Salix's headquarters were, and we have a number of the ex-Salix team who have joined us and are preparing market launch activities in Raleigh, as well as business development. And we also have the start of a distribution organization in Europe. We currently supply alicaforsen on a named patient basis across Europe. We have a medical liaison team and distribution that actually support that.
But so the regulatory process is first focused on the US?
Equally Europe and the US. Okay. So we'll be filing in both markets. So we have agreement to the phase 3 with FDA, EMA, and Health Canada.
Right. Okay. Now, how deep is your pipeline? So you got your lead product. What's it called?
So we acquired global rights to an antisense product called alicaforsen. Right. We anticipate it being the first-in-class approval for inflammatory bowel disease. It was originally developed by Ionis Pharmaceuticals, what was ISIS. It came out of their pipeline. They built an extensive preclinical package. We have an extensive safety package and quite an extensive clinical package, as well as the manufacturing. So we have a lot of data that we're now taking forwards. We see multiple indications in IBD. So we're currently with an enema, phase 3 for pouchitis. We're looking, and we've just got agreement with FDA to go into a pivotal phase 3 for UC with the enema. We're also evaluating other formulations, oral formulations that take the drug further up the GI tract. So the intention of the company is to use this as the basis for multiple indications, multiple formulations going all the way up the gastrointestinal tract.
So what is the sort of the mode of action?
The mode of action is targeting ICAM1 in the inflammatory system. We've been doing work with Lauren Johnson over the summer, and it's very exciting that we've identified a second mechanism of action, which actually we believe allows us to file new patents on alicaforsen. So we're just in the process of preparing those, and we'll be able to talk about that more in the new year.
Right. So, and looking at the indications you're going at, I mean, there's some big beasts in that marketplace, in terms of drugs that are already available. How are you going to convince clinicians to switch from what they're already giving their patients to your product?
So we're focused, we believe, in positioning the product for moderate to severe disease in IBD, so pouchitis, ulcerative colitis, and indeed in the near term for Crohn's disease. The predominant treatments in that space are the biological therapies, the anti-TNFs, and so forth. And we believe that there is a new space for antisense. And it was very interesting to see the deal that Celgene did recently with Mogerson in phase 2. That's now progressed into phase 3. The antisense as a class have, I believe, certain advantages in IBD. They're very targeted in the mechanism that they're addressing. There tend to be very little in the way of side effects and this durable response. So I think there are certain USPs here, topical delivery, home treatment, compared to the biological therapy. So we don't see it as competing head-on with the biologicals. We see it as actually a very different alternative for patients and physicians.
Okay, and so you've outlined some of the sort of clinical milestones that you're anticipating. What else is keeping you busy? I mean, you're at this meeting sort of for partnering. Are you looking to bring in new assets, or are you looking to partner the assets?
So we're exploring a number of options now in the next evolution of the company. It's a very big inflection point for shareholders on the phase 3 readout. We're evaluating paths of do we IPO and go to market to commercialize ourselves across the USA and Europe. It's a relatively small team for pouchitis, and with the other indications coming through, we can build the team. So it's a fairly de-risked strategy. We're evaluating possible product acquisitions that we can accelerate establishing those teams. We're also evaluating licensing rights outside of the US and Europe. So we've got discussions going on with Canada, Japan, and other regions. And we're also open to global deals. Possibly, and then reinvesting in other opportunities. So we're keeping things fairly flexible at the moment, evaluating the options, and then we'll be in a position to decide on which way we go when we get the phase 3 readout next September.
Okay, well thanks very much for stopping by, Toby, and good luck with the...
Great, Mike, thank you very much for the time. I much appreciate the opportunity to present it.